Cash is going out of style, and cashless society is the new reality. You no longer need to carry a wallet full of cash to make purchases. Instead, you may use credit cards, mobile wallet apps, and money transfer services like PayPal or Venmo. And the first truly cashless society will be a reality soon, while the nation leading this revolution is Sweden. Yes, Sweden, the first nation in Europe to print banknotes, is likely to be one of the first nations in Europe to discontinue their use. In fact, it is one of the top nations for contactless mobile payments, and according to certain research, the use of physical cash in its economy may be eliminated by 2024. And this has raised the debate that what if the society goes 100% cashless? Would that be a good thing? Are cash and coins going away for good? And what are the advantages and disadvantages of going 100% cashless? So let's get a breakdown of everything that you need to know. Let's define a cashless society first. A cashless society is an economic state in which goods, services, or contracts are purchased using credit cards, digital wallets, or other methods rather than physical currency notes or coins. Now, you must be thinking that we already have a cashless society. Most of the regular transactions we make, such as using a debit card to pay for a coffee or buying concert tickets online, are all considered to be cashless transactions. But there's more to it. Because you are still able to withdraw money from the bank, pack grocery bags with it, and even tuck a few bills under your child's pillow for a missing tooth. Cash is still alive and well. So, a cashless society doesn't mean just a major shift from cash to electronic payments. It means a complete shift so that cash is no longer used for anything. It means a society that doesn't use paper or coin money for financial transactions at all, and all financial transactions are carried out electronically, utilizing credit or debit cards, as well as payment systems like Apple Pay, PayPal, Zelle, and Venmo. And as the technology is developing and financial institutions continue to create and implement debit credit cards, internet banking, and other methods of simplifying the lives of their customers, it is wise to be aware of the advantages and disadvantages of the unavoidable cashless society in comparison to the traditional cash methods. So, let's talk about the disadvantages. 1. Data breaches and less privacy. You can send and receive money secretly and safely with cash payments. But with electronic payments, which leave a digital trail with a variety of data about your transaction and you, that is not possible. And your vulnerability to data breaches increases if your personal information is made public. Your credit card details might be stolen and used to make fraudulent purchases. Furthermore, identity theft can result if further private information is obtained. 2. Technology problem. Digital economy is too reliant on technology. The economy would collapse if there was a power outage or internet outage. For instance, you might be unable to use an app to make a payment if your credit card is declined or if your phone power runs out. Glitches, power outages, and innocent mistakes can also cause problems, leaving you unable to buy things when you need to. Take an example of Visa outage in 2018, which caused havoc for the people relying on digital payments in the UK, Europe, and other regions as a result of a hardware breakdown. But on the other hand, if we consider physical cash, it is far more malleable during such challenging times. 3. Ease of overspending. In a cashless society, it's a lot easier to overspend. All it takes to make a purchase is a tap, swipe, or click, and you might not know how much you've truly spent until the bills are due. Hence, it could cause people to overspend, especially if they aren't good at recognizing and controlling their own tendencies. Additionally, when wallets don't contain actual cash, people would find it difficult to save money. So, consumers might need to reconsider how they handle their finances. That is the reason some financial experts advise paying with cash as a means to control your spending and make sure you don't go over your allotted budget. 4. Business costs. Although there are benefits to cashless payments, such as not having to go to the bank or spending money on the security, businesses also depend more on banks and credit card issuers who charge a commission for handling accounts. And it might make up 2 to 3% of the transaction for some cards and even more for some credit card firms. This indicates that businesses are losing out to card firms, whose market strength will grow in the absence of cash. Additionally, it is also a bad idea for small retailers and companies that might not have the resources to invest in the digital infrastructure required to support a cashless economy. Now, let's talk about its advantages. 1. Convenience. With the help of cashless transactions, there is greater ease in managing money on a day-to-day basis for both individuals and corporations. For example, for individuals, it is quick and easy to purchase items by scanning your credit card or phone. It eliminates the need for counting out cash or creating change and enables you to make any purchase at any time without having to first visit the bank to withdraw money. Additionally, retailers find it convenient as they don't need to deposit as much cash daily and can more easily balance their books. Everything can be entered into computers easily. 2. Less or no cost. Going cashless isn't just convenient, it is also inexpensive, because it costs money to print bills and mint coins, while cash handling is even more expensive. Moreover, businesses have to keep the cash, purchase more when they run out, deposit cash when they have too much on hand, and in some situations, hire firms to move the cash securely. To guard against actual bank robberies, banks employ sizable security teams at their branches. However, in a cashless society, there's no need to spend time and energy moving huge amounts of currency around, and protecting money may become a thing of the past. 3. Stability. Another benefit of going cashless is the stability. Many people could lose money in a banking collapse. Cashless systems, however, don't necessarily need a banking system to work. For instance, in Somalia, where there has been a protracted war, so-called mobile money has almost supplanted the country's once viable banking infrastructure. 4. Security and safety. You become a target for robbers if you have cash on you. It will be challenging to locate the cash and establish your ownership once it has been taken from your wallet and placed in a criminal's wallet. So, one major advantage of going cashless is a significant reduction in crime. Bank robberies, break-ins, and corruption decrease when people handle less cash. Moreover, majority of cashless payments methods leave a digital trail of when, where, and what was bought, enabling law enforcement to identify criminal activity and/or follow the whereabouts of criminal suspects. 5. Easier international travel. When you travel, you may need to exchange your dollars for local currency. However, if you're traveling in a country that accepts cashless transactions, you don't need to worry about how much of the local currency you'll need to withdraw, and the work is done for you by your mobile device. So, without the need to convert paper money, traveling internationally would also be more convenient. Apart from these pros and cons, there is another important concern: that is the world prepared to give up traditional cash practices? Will we see the end of cash when 15 nations, including 7 in Europe, aim to do so in the next 10 years? Well, just because countries are taking tremendous steps to go cashless, that doesn't mean that it will be enforced by the government. So, before the world transitions to a cashless economy, there are a few obstacles to overcome. Like, the current infrastructure is not set up to allow real-time payments or transactions on such a massive scale. Therefore, all sectors, including banks, payment providers, and regulators themselves, would need to make large technology investments in order to transition to a cashless society. And as the threat of cybercrime increases daily, a significant financial investment is also necessary for improved online security and operational resilience. So, the world is not yet ready for cashless transactions. Additionally, certain developing and underdeveloped nations still lack a reliable network connection, and lack of awareness is also a problem. There will always be some individuals who are resistant to the shift, no matter how successful public education campaigns may be. And since cash payments would not be made in a cashless society, the banking industry as a whole would need to reconsider its business model. So, a transformation into the cashless society cannot happen overnight. And although we are unable to predict exactly where cash will be in 2030, short-term forecasts indicate that the slide will continue, and we are closer to becoming a nearly cashless society every day. But at the end, it is all about consumers' choices, and cashless and cash can happily coexist together. So rather than going cashless, a balance between the digital and the physical that provides freedom of choice can be the best option. So what do you prefer, cash or card? Share your views in the comments section below. We'll be happy to hear from you. And if you found this video informative and enjoyed the content, do not forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.